Hey YouTube, what's happening with you? Today we're going to be talking about microphones. This microphone is a Shure Sm7B. It's the one you see everybody using for podcasting. If you've ever watched Joe Rogan's podcast, it's this guy. The question people are asking on the internet is this microphone worth it? Is it worth the cost? And we are going to figure that out right now. So in order to have a reasonable comparison of how this sounds versus less expensive microphones, I'm going to compare it to less expensive microphones, because most of the time if you're thinking about getting an SM7B, you're probably upgrading from something else. Now the comparison we're going to be doing is there's a microphone on my camera right now. It's a Shure VP83 lens hopper. Then we have one of the best affordable options, which is the Rode NT1-A, and I'm going to compare it to the Shure Sm58, and in comparison I'm going to be putting up it against a Behringer, basically the cheapest, crappiest microphone I have. And we're going to see how the audio changes as I change out the mic. So here goes. This is a test of my voice on the SM7B. Smooth. Sounds very much like a radio broadcast, as it should. Anyhow, you get the idea. It's it's pretty big, it's pretty hefty, pretty weighty microphone. Looks really cool. You know, that's kind of half the reason people use this, because it looks really badass. Anyhow, I'm going to change this one out and we're going to see what the other microphones sound like. This is what the microphone on my camera sounds like. This is the Shure VP83 lens hopper. Now obviously it being further away from my voice, it's going to sound a little bit different, but this is just a comparison of using an on-camera microphone versus a standalone microphone. Anyhow, next. Okay guys, now I'm using the Rode NT1-A. Hopefully you can hear the difference in how it sounds. It's very, very clean, very, very crisp sounding microphone. Very low noise floor. Fantastic microphone for home recording or recording in general. It actually holds up really, really well versus expensive microphones. So this is definitely one I recommend if you're talking about getting something that's not quite as expensive as the SM7B. As you can hear, it's clear and detailed, and I had to use significantly less gain for this microphone than I had to use for the SM7B. Because it's a condenser microphone, it's far more sensitive. Anyhow, next microphone. Now this microphone is the Behringer C-3. It's one of the most affordable microphones on the market. And this is how it sounds. So this is me talking into the Behringer C-3 right now. This is an audio test, 1 2 1 2. This is what you'll get for about 35 or 40 euros. It has a 10 dB pad, it has a high pass filter, and it has a multi-pattern selection on the back, which gives you figure 8, omni, or cardioid. The drawback to this microphone is that right now I'm using 70 dB of gain, which most microphone preamps won't have. If you're using less expensive preamps, this thing is going to be very, very noisy. I know from experience because, well, I use less expensive preamps, and it was very, very noisy. This microphone is just very hard to drive on less expensive equipment, and the noise floor can get quite high. This is not the greatest microphone in the world, but it is affordable, so you have to try and weigh up the price versus performance and figure out what suits your budget best. Anyhow, next mic. Okay guys, this is the Neumann TLM 102. It is a exceptionally well made microphone, but it would want to be for the price. It's more expensive even than the SM7B. It's quite an expensive microphone, but it is a condenser microphone, so it's more sensitive. You don't need as much gain to drive it, so this is how that sounds. What I've noticed about this microphone is that its extra sensitivity makes it more sensitive to pops and plosives. But what you can do to lower plosives on a microphone like this is get one of these pop filter things and put it on the microphone. This will make it much less sensitive to plosives. You could also use a pop filter, but this works just fine. I kind of like having this blue one on. You can get them black, green, any different color. You should be able to get something like this for a couple of cents. It's not very expensive. Anyhow, this is how this microphone sounds. I think it sounds quite good, but also this is on the higher end of the cost scale, so it depends on whether or not that's worth it to you. Okay guys, now out of that group we're going to pick an overall winner. My personal favorite microphone for podcasting, broadcasting, gaming, streaming, and recording music is the Shure Sm7B. And my reason for picking it is, in all my time of recording music, you can put this thing on anything you want and it'll sound great. The only drawback to an SM7B is that you need a preamp with a lot of gain in it. And those can be expensive as well, but you could always get something like a Triton Audio Fethead or a Cloud Lifter that'll get you enough gain to run this thing. However, if your budget won't stretch to an SM7B, The Rode NT1-A is an absolutely fantastic microphone. It's one of the best microphones you can buy from a cost to performance standpoint. It's got exceptionally low self-noise. It doesn't require much gain, making it brilliant if you just want to plug in and play and have amazing sound while you're at it. The Rode NT1-A definitely gets my vote. As far as a microphone I'd avoid, it'd be the Behringer C-3. It's just a noisy microphone in general, and this is one I'd avoid if you can. If you wanted a similar sound to the SM7B, but you didn't want to spend too much money, you could always get an SM58, which is this guy. They don't sound the same, but they do have that Shure sound character to them. I'm going to plug in the SM58 right now so you can hear what it sounds like. It doesn't quite have the same weight and detail as the SM7B, but it's definitely got a similar kind of sound. Considering this is a quarter of the cost of the SM7B, this is a viable alternative. More of a handheld microphone, but it'll definitely get the job done. It does require a fair amount of gain, but not quite as much as the SM7B does. So yeah, this is a great sounding microphone. I definitely approve of this one. Anyway guys, that's all for this episode. If you liked it, please subscribe and hit the bell, and hit like if you liked it, and I'll catch you all again soon. Take care.